You very generously said that you'd read the book what I wrote, and therefore you'll be completely aware about the British election study, which said that the main reason for the surge, the number one reason, there were other reasons as well, the number one reason was actually that voters didn't believe your election manifesto and thought you were more pro-European than the Tories. Well, and so the question is, shouldn't you consolidate that by formally saying, you know, Labour, for example, would remain a member of the single market, would remain a member of the customs union, because that would consolidate that pro-EU vote?
That's the one part of a very good book I thought was a bit iffy.
Come on, answer the question.
I'll answer the question.
Because the British election study is the most serious analysis of why people vote.
No, I agree. But if you drill down into that study as well, you can see that our leads on the NHS and all the rest of it, we built up.
Sure.
What we need to do now, and this is a tougher politics now on Brexit, if we are, and this is our ambition, and I think it's the right ambition, if it is about healing the wounds of Brexit, bringing people together, that's a tougher politics than just plumping for one issue.
Nobody's saying there should be a single-issue party.
Well, what I'm saying is that it is a tougher politics if you're trying to build consensus, and it is a slower politics to build up that consensus. But I think we're doing it because we think it's the right thing for the country, not just the right thing for our party.
And I was struck that when Jeremy Corbyn was sitting in that seat, he said he was, at the moment, against the British people having a second vote. But he absolutely refused to say that there might not come... He refused to say that he was ruling out a second vote forever.
Yeah, because we're worried that if you did go for example, like Alistair and others have said, look, why don't we have a second referendum? It divides the country again, and those divisions are really still there.
No, but you're, I think, saying the same as Jeremy, that right now you don't think it's the right thing, but you're not saying there might not be circumstances in which a second referendum
We'd never turn our back on democratic engagement, but our worry at the moment is if you had another referendum, it would divide the country again, and at the same time we would open up the potential of that sort of right-wing xenophobia, part of which we saw...
But what happens if in the autumn, when Parliament gets this meaningful vote, that Parliament says that Theresa May's deal is not the deal that Parliament wants? In those circumstances, surely there would have to be a referendum.
Well, I think better we have a general election. Better we have a general election.
On the issue?
On the issue and all the other issues, because you then have a wider debate as well.
But it's interesting that you're saying better not ruling out a referendum.
Well, I think the better route is through a general election. Let me just say on the polling, counterintuitively, I've been talking to our own people, our own members, etc., and in some ways the polling, that narrowness has helped us, but because it's waking up to people that actually we're not just going to walk into government, it's not going to drop in our lap, we have to fight for every vote. And interestingly, if you look at the council by-elections, the real votes where we're really campaigning hard, we're winning very well.